Good morning from the very steamy trail. It is so humid already. It's not even 10 o'clock. And when I left camp about 6:30, I was covered in sweat, like within 5 minutes. So I just got out of a creek. I didn't submerge myself in it because it wasn't that kind of creek. But I would have if it had been that kind of creek. But I did take my Connecticut water bladder and fill it up and pour it over my head. It was very refreshing. And got my bandana soaked and filled up on water. Drank a cold liter, so I'll be good for about 5 minutes. But we have about a 26 or so mile day. I had breakfast at the little deli where we camped last night. It was good. I didn't know what a wedge was. The options were a bagel, a croissant, a roll, or a wedge. And the wedge and croissant were next to each other on the little signboard. And I said, so what's a wedge croissant? The guy was not very happy anyway at 6 in the morning, opening it up. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was two different things. A wedge is just like a hoagie roll, if you don't know. I didn't know. Definitely a southern girl in the north now. But it was good. I got egg and cheese wedge sandwich. And then I'm going to go to Tony's Deli, about 8 miles from here, for lunch. It's about 7/10 of a mile off trail, so I hate that. But I may try to hitch. Break my rule of not hitching alone unless I just absolutely have to. Maybe today it feels warranted. But yeah, Untouchable got there last night. And Elf and Pocket Spork, they're all ahead of us, but Elf and Pocket Spork tried to attempt the Connecticut challenge, which is 52 miles of hiking, pretty much through Connecticut in a day. Got about 11,000 feet of gain. Stiff day. And they started at 4:30 yesterday after only hiking like 8 miles to just rest their legs. But they didn't really sleep, so they called it this morning and said it's just not safe to continue. So Untouchable would like to do it, but now he's kind of hedging. I hope he doesn't. It just sounds like a recipe for an injury or a bad fall. They're all young, but I'm not doing it. They were trying to talk me into it. It was an easy no. Most of them, I go back and forth forever, like the 4th state before finally committing, but this one was an easy no. Not worth it to get injured. So anyway, it's a pretty day, if not hot. The bugs are starting to emerge as they do, but I will check in back later, I guess. Maybe once I'm at the deli. So this is Nuclear Lake. I'm about to walk along the edge. Boy, it's pretty. When I go home next week or this week for these weddings and get new stuff, resupply, it is going to include a bathing suit. Because as summer starts cranking up and I pass these lakes, I am gonna cool off. It's gonna be lovely. Some guy just jumped right off this rock. I almost stepped on him. So I'm glad you have quick reflexes, Kermit. That water looks nice and refreshing. Stopped to drink some water after looking at my little friend in the water. And notice this little guy. Maybe it's Mama watching over her boy. Is he? He's right there. You're awfully pretty. Oh. So I just passed the Telephone Pioneer Shelter about, 3/10 of a mile back. And I looked in the log because I wanted to see if a man named John Humphreys had signed it. He died. I don't know if it was exactly right here, but this is my best guess so far. About 2 weeks ago, he had a tragic and fatal fall right here. I did not know John. I knew much about him, though, because I'm friends with his wife, Anita. And Anita is a hiking friend. She is a treasure. She is a gift to this world. And so was John. They had done a lash of the AT last year and finished. And they raised a ton of money for CF, cystic fibrosis, because their daughter has CF. They have 2 grown daughters and a granddaughter. They've been together since high school. Just this couple that you wanted to be like. And it wasn't fake. It wasn't for show like on the internet, on Facebook. They just had this genuine love, and it's just so sad to think that one slip is all it takes to end a life like that. And this is a very responsible man. This would not have been somebody who was risk-taking, jumping around, being an idiot. It was raining that day, I believe, from what I've heard. I've texted a little bit with Anita about it. And I just remembered there was a hiking pole up at the shelter, and it makes me wonder if it was John's other pole. I know Anita came up here after he died and retrieved one somewhere just off the trail. But anyway, yeah, sorry to share such a sad story, but it's an important one to just be mindful, even when things don't look that sketchy and that scary. I mean, you look at that and you think it's no big deal. And I had to kind of squat to get down part of it. I mean, I definitely didn't just walk down it. And I can totally see how if it's wet and slippery and you just have one misstep, because on the other side it's a drop off. But anyway, love you, Anita. You ever watch this? I know she and John were watching these videos, but yeah, here's the world. Beautiful and terrible things will happen. Don't be afraid. It's okay to be sad. It's the Dover oak, largest tree on the AT. It's real pretty here, y'all. I think I'm gonna like New England. It's a black squirrel. Second shelter I've come across today with a little free library. I love that. I have one in front of my house, and it's a treasured part of my home. It's always fun to see what our neighbors leave and what they take. About 4 miles to camp. I'm heading to the Tenmile shelter. And I have my skirt still tucked away in my underwear on both sides, and my underwear almost visible in the back because I have got the worst chafing, and it is on fire even with it open to the air. Just sweat. Whew. I gotta figure something out for when I come back that doesn't rub against my thighs like this. I think I'm gonna be wearing shorts. Bobcat just ran to the left of the trail, right in front of me. I'm sure he's gone, but what a gift. He was beautiful. He went right through there. Glad to be here. So officially in New England. Yay. 9 states down, 5 to go. Be Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Oh, it's gonna be hard. And Maine. I'm really excited that I got this far. You never know with a through hike. Nothing's guaranteed, still not. My story earlier today is certainly a testament to that, but I made it this far. I'm proud. Feels like a new chapter starting. And Untouchable will turn the page for his new chapter in a very unique way, a very grueling way. At 1 o'clock tonight, he will be at that sign to start what they call the Connecticut Challenge. Yeah, there's no way I was going to do that challenge. Get out of the sun behind me. I've been listening to a podcast or a book on CD or audio, whatever. But boy, well, look at this view ahead of me. Hang on, I got to show you. New England showing off already. Look at these flowers. I don't even know what they are. They're just gorgeous. And they're just dotted along this lovely little brook, like out of a fairy tale. Really pretty. Got about 2.5 miles probably to camp. Camping at the Tenmile River tonight. And looking forward to being off my feet, but more importantly, being out of these clothes. I am so drenched in sweat. I just don't remember ever being this drenched, but I'm sure I have been many times. I don't remember having heat rash this bad on my thighs, though. This is a problem. I'll show it to you guys in a bit. But for now, I gotta make good time because I got a Deli sandwich in my pack that I really don't want to get food poisoning from. And I got a beefy climb coming up. So, in camp, and oh my God, not a moment too soon. This was a hard day because of this heat. I mean, it's hot in the 90s. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 95. And I think I'm gonna get up at 3 in the morning to start hiking because I gotta do better than today. That was miserable, and it just starts getting almost scary to me. It just I can't keep up with the water loss, the sweat, and I'm just a salty mess. I just bathed in the river as best as I could and washed my skirt. I've got it drying and my underwear behind me. But I got a sub that I packed out from the deli, and boy is it good. Look at all that meat. I'm not even a big meat person, but it's so good tonight. I got a cookie too, so all is right with the world right now. I'm sitting on this bridge that spans the river because I needed the sun to hopefully dry this skirt. I thought maybe if I can get all the salt rinse off of it, because I'm just so salty, and I know it's carrying over to my clothes, that maybe it won't abrade this awful, awful heat rash so bad. But I will just look like a weirdo again tomorrow, and basically hiking in my underwear with my skirt tucked into it, and no shame. You've seen one middle-aged mom butt, you've seen them all. But y'all have a good one, and I'm gonna keep trying to cool off and get some sleep.